Earlier this month, the New York Stock Exchange and the C-Suite Network announced a partnership that's going to elevate growth, development, and networking opportunities for business leaders. Joining me now with more is Jeffrey Hayzlett. He's the founder and chair of the C-Suite Network. Jeffrey, such an honor to have you in studio. We last saw you here for the Stock Exchange Partnership Day.
A big event, big event. It was great to be able to come back here and see so many great friends, because so much business was going on during that day.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about that business, and what more can you tell us about this partnership and what kind of access it will give our viewers and listeners?
Well, I tell you, the big thing for most companies right now is being a media company, and you're proving that every single day and showing companies how to do that and being able to tell their story in a very authentic way. And I think that's what most CEOs, most leaders of companies really like, is to be able to tell their stories in an unedited fashion. And that's what this is all about, a chance to be able to meet folks like yourself and others in the media and being able to tell the story.
Yeah, I want our viewers to get a better sense here. Of course, the C-Suite Network launched in 2013. What gap are you looking to fill when it comes to that leadership insight?
Trusted information, trusted content. That's the big thing. We're building over 2,000 podcasts this year, about 300 TV shows. So we just want a place for companies to be able to tell their story. And there's a lot of different outlets for that on the commercial side, and certainly on our side, being a commercial network itself, but a chance for you to be able to give content to the communities that want it, and that is your own community.
How will this partnership accelerate those goals?
Well, I think in terms of access, I mean, the fact that podcasting, television is growing in such a great way, everybody thinks, oh, it's a mature market. It's not even close. If you were to take a podcast today and say it's a human being, we're now a teenager. And so while there might be 650,000 business podcasts just in North America, only half of those are actually doing, ongoing content, and only those top ones will make it to something like the C-Suite Network and be able to tell a bigger story.
What is some of the most interesting insight that you've gotten from podcasts?
Oh my gosh.
And executive commentary on the C-Suite Network?
Yeah, it's every single day. I do my own show called All Business with Jeffrey Hayzlett, taking people into the C-Suite, where 90% of the people who work at a company never get to go. And it's those personal stories about how they're affected and what they've done, and then how just simple those conversations are around that table. We think there's this big thing going on. In fact, I've been a Fortune 100 officer, rang the bell here a couple of times in New York Stock Exchange, and I remember sitting there one time going, somebody should do something. When I first got to the company, I was sitting in a meeting, and finally I looked around the room and realized, oh, that's me. And so it's those stories of saying, hey, this is what we did and how we did it.
Yeah. What is success like for your team at the C-Suite Network?
Well, it's the success of our customers, the success of the content that we're putting. So it's to make sure that we can get the New York Stock Exchange well known. It's podcast out there to more and more people, to the right audience, that vertical. Because right now, truly, media is becoming riches in the niches. We'd like to think we'd like to go out to millions and millions of people, and sometimes we do, but also we just need those right audiences listening.
So it's a crowded landscape, of course, we know, but your content is looking to stand out here. And so for our viewers who might not be familiar with the C-Suite Network, anything else they should know, Jeffrey?
Yeah, just know and look up anything C-Suite, C-Suite TV, C-Suite Book Club, C-Suite Radio. Those are all the things that are underneath that C-Suite Network. We're like a giant sequoia tree with this big canopy and this lush ecosystem underneath, and excited to have great trusted partners as part of that.
That's incredible. So talk to me more about how those different formats connect across each other within the broader network. Yeah,
of course you can go broadcast as one of those, but also there's 1,900 podcast engines out there for you to be able to go. They're the 6 big ones, but beyond the 6 big ones are a lot of smaller niches where you can reach a lot of different people, and that's what we're trying to do. So if you create a podcast today, you're also creating a TV show. And this TV show can become a podcast, and that's what we're learning, and then that can become a book, that can become blogs, that can become a lot broader in terms of the message you're sending out. And then, of course, think of all the ways that a company can then take that content, or even this clip that we're doing right now, and reactivate it through your social media, social channels, and out to your customers.
Right. Well, the great news is you're going to be joining us for a podcast on our Inside the Ice House flagship podcast, so our viewers will have a lot more to learn from you in that particular event.
It's going to be great, and a great partnership, and we're so happy to be a part of New York Stock Exchange.
We're so happy to be a part of the C-Suite Network. Jeffrey, thank you so much joining us here in studio. That's Jeffrey Hayzlett. He's the founder and chair of the C-Suite Network.